SoFi stock is crashing down together with the overall market, and of course it gets investors worried about the stock. So today I wanted to talk about, is this a time to sell the stock already? Is this maybe a time to buy the dip? What is going on with the company? Will it be affected by this crash? And maybe my game plan for the overall SoFi stock. So let's start with, should you sell the stock? Because the stock went down about 40% from its highs, from $17 I think, together with the market. And we need to understand, is this the kind of SoFi, the company problem, the overall sector problem, or overall market problem? So let's take a look at the sector. We have seen that Goldman Sachs and Citigroup went down as well. That's from kind of the financial side. From the technical side, we can see that like everyone, Google, Meta, Amazon, whatever you name it, like Nvidia went down hard. So the tech sector is down, the financial sector is down, and we can see that the overall market is down. Sorry to tell you this, but there is nothing so special about SoFi stock right now that it's crashing together with the overall market. So should you be worried about the overall market? Well, yes, kinda. Should you be worried about SoFi stock? Well, not really. It went down with the overall market. It probably will come back with the overall market. So let's talk about something more intriguing and more interesting. Should you take all your courage, all your bravery, and go and buy the dip right now? We'll talk about this, but first, hello and welcome to the Market Monkeys channel. My name is Vadim. We are talking about SoFi stock and what to do with it right now. So should you buy the dip? In order to understand that, we need to talk about two things. First of all, is this really the dip? Second of all, will SoFi stock get back to what it was? So let's start with the latter. So will SoFi stock get back to the $17, $20 territory? To understand that, we just need to figure out if SoFi as the company will somehow be affected by this overall market crash. Because it's not that easy, like it went down with the market, it will go up with the market. It will not happen for every company in the market. Let's talk about why market is crashing. So the new administration, the unexpected policies, new tariffs. We can debate whether it's good or bad for economy, but one thing is kind of undebatable. The market is uncertain. And if there is one thing that gets punished in the market, it's uncertainty. Investors hate it, investors panic, and they are selling their stuff. When they're selling their stuff, market goes down. So not every company will come back up, because let's face it, if you are the manufacturing company in US, for example, or if you are a company which is heavy on import and export, of course, new policies and new tariffs will affect the business of your company. They will affect your profitability. And it's not given that your company will come back to where it was before the new administration. Now, let's take a look at SoFi, what it does. So what SoFi does, it kind of personal banking, because we can debate whether it does like the technology side, but the most of its revenue, the most of its profit is coming from personal banking. When I was planning to do kind of long-term video, long-term vision for SoFi to where it will be as a company, one of my critiques for SoFi is they are not doing the business banking. So they're not giving businesses loans, they're not providing credit lines for businesses, and looks like right now it will be the savior of SoFi in the current situation, because, well, let's face it, personal banking will not be directly affected by everything that is going on right now. Probably the most effect everything that's going on right now will have on SoFi is the rate cuts, which probably will not happen this year or will not happen as much as we have expected last year. By the way, if you want to see the connection between the rate cuts and SoFi's business, we have a video on our channel where we kind of explain in painful details about the book value and the loans and how value of SoFi literally goes up every time rates get cut. So at this point, we have convinced ourselves that SoFi will not be directly affected by the new policies of the new administration. So let's talk about whether you should buy the dip. First of all, let's try to understand if this is the dip. And every single person who will tell you that SoFi stock cannot go any lower, it absolutely can. This is the dip. Is it? I mean, can SoFi go to $10? Absolutely. Can it go to $6? Well, if market crashes 50%, SoFi can go to $6. What I'm suggesting, and this is kind of my playbook for buying undervalued stocks, is don't buy stocks when they are falling. So don't buy them on their way down. There is one neat strategy, one neat trick, which I kind of read about, and I'm implementing this in my trading. So if you see a stock which goes down hard and you're kind of convinced that you need to buy it because it will go back up, take the fall of the stock and buy it on the third way up. So for example, if SoFi stock drops 60%, buy it when it goes up the first 20% of the drop. Then you will kind of be almost sure that it is going up. Yes, you are missing out on the kind of first part of the original profits, but you can be sure that the stock has a good trend, it has a good momentum, and it's on its way up. One more thing about SoFi which we need to talk about is whether SoFi as a company will survive all this, because in the situation when the market crashes, of course, companies which are not profitable, companies which rely on investors' money, they will not have a very good time, because people do not want to invest in small growing companies when, well, shit hits the fan. So SoFi as a company closed the 2024 as a, if you remember Q4 results, they closed it as a profitable company. They have reached 10 million new users. They're growing nicely, and kind of the business is booming. The business is there. Everything is good. So for now, SoFi can rely on their kind of own business and their own cash to hold itself. So there is no risk of, oh no, where are we going to get money from? SoFi do not need investors to keep it alive. If you find this information valuable or useful, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and you can become a member of the Market Monkeys channel. So let's talk about what are my personal plans for SoFi. So if you remember last year, I have bought SoFi call options and I have sold them in chunks. My last chunk that I sold of SoFi call options was in the middle of January, and it's not because I'm a market wizard, it's just pure luck. I didn't know that the crash will be happening. So right now, kind of both me and Julia, we are watching the market like a hawks and preparing cash, because drops like these, if this will continue, they do not come very often. And potentially, if you have your cash ready and you have nerves of steel, this can be very lucrative. Like, you can make a lot of money in a very short period of time. So right now we're kind of preparing, and SoFi for me is definitely one of the candidates to go and to bet big on when we will see the market kind of reverses and goes back up. So am I holding SoFi right now? No, I'm not. Am I going to buy SoFi today? Definitely not. Next week, I still don't know. Again, I'm using the strategy which I told you at the beginning of the video of the first third after the drop. When SoFi stock will go back up, I will start buying probably again the call options of SoFi, because like this is the company which moves a lot, so I'm kind of expecting the call options to move even faster and move even more. The call options which I will buy, I will probably buy for a year from the date of buying, so that I will have some kind of a buffer of if second correction comes, or if suddenly, unexpectedly, it will not be a recovery, something which is called like a fake recovery, where the stock goes down, it goes back up and then goes down again. So to ensure myself this will not happen to my investments, I will be buying on my way up. I will be buying in pretty small amounts, but I will be buying a call options to kind of cap my risk and to enlarge my rewards. So now I want to hear from you guys. So if you are holding SoFi stock, if you have not sold everything, you probably worried right now, like what are your thoughts? What is your mental model about the SoFi stock? What are you planning? Are you planning to kind of sell as soon as possible? Are you waiting for this infamous I will sell when it breaks even? What's your plan? What's your holdings of SoFi stock? We can discuss all of this in the comments. I'm trying to answer to everyone. Thank you so much for your time. If you like this video, press the like button, subscribe to our channel, and we will see you in the next video. Take care.